With the upheaval around the Batman and Aquaman move to December, Warner Brothers is reportedly looking to fast-track one of its other DC projects. Which one will it be? I'm Sasha Perl-Raver, and this is Screen Junkies News. Last night, Variety's Justin Kroll tweeted that, quote, with Batman likely shooting in 2018, Warner Brothers would still like one more DC property to shoot this year other than Aquaman. According to Kroll, the 5 possible films are Sirens, Flash, Green Lantern, Suicide Squad 2, and Justice League Dark, also referred to as Dark Universe. Here to tell us which film they think is getting fast-tracked are Matt Key and Adam Hlavik. Gentlemen, hello.
Hello.
All right, well, let's run this down. What makes the most sense? If you were in charge of WB, what are you pushing?
Oh, man. This is an exciting conversation to have because I feel like most of this stuff is actually positive. I think a lot of people were looking at this and being like, oh, God, Warner Brothers again. And I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? This is actually a good thing.
I totally agree. And I think another part of it to say is that, like, you know, in the tweets, Justin Kroll said, like, if the scripts aren't ready, they're not going to.
Exactly.
They are looking. They're interested. So right. I agree. I think it's a very positive conversation, which is good to have with DC projects because we so often have like negative conversations. Right. It's nice to have positive ones.
All right, but well, okay, here's what we know. We know that The Flash has been through 3 screenwriters, 3 directors, is now director-less.
Right.
But
yeah.
We can assume that we've got other things in place, like a script probably, and we know we've got a star, so that's a strong contender. Sirens will probably be tied into the Batman, so it doesn't necessarily make sense to push that forward. Dark Universe, I think, sounds very interesting. What do you think, Matt?
That's my vote. Like you said, Sirens has a director. They've got David Ayer in place. They have a writer, Geneva Robertson Dwore, who did Tomb Raider and Sherlock Holmes 3. But and they've got their star, Margot Robbie. So that could possibly move in there, but the script isn't done yet, as far as we know. And like you said, they're going to want to tie that into the Batman.
And they also haven't finished casting the other Sirens.
Exactly.
Plus, I don't think David Ayer wants to be stuck in a position again. You and I talked about this before. That like he had so much pressure on him to finish the script for Suicide Squad to get the movie going. I think right now they realize like if anybody needs time to get the movie and the script right, it's David Ayer.
Yeah.
Do you think it's David Ayer or do you think it's Suicide Squad 2? Because Suicide Squad 2, I mean, they're vetting a writer. There's still not a director. Although, as if you could possibly make me dislike this franchise more, Mel Gibson is in talks for it. I actually liked the first Suicide Squad. I will not see Suicide Squad 2 if Mel Gibson directs it. That guy can eat all my poos. Sorry. My vote, I know you have a different vote. My vote for moving forward is the one that makes the most sense is Dark Universe. Right.
Dark Universe has Doug Liman already in place.
Hot, love it, love.
He did Edge of Tomorrow. If you're not familiar with him, he did Edge of Tomorrow. He did the Bourne Ultimatum, or did he do all? He did Bourne Ultimatum.
No, he did the Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
He did Mr. and Mrs. Smith. He did Go, dude.
He's
Doug
like,
Liman is the man.
He's absolutely a great action like director, and I think he'll do Dark Universe well. Guillermo del Toro turned in the first script, but I know that they also have Michael Giglio now attached, at least according to IMDb. So Dark Universe has a script. They have a director. They still need to do all their casting, but you know that they've already been vetting people. They've had all this stuff in place for a year, so they've already probably been looking at people, testing people. At least that's my guess. Behind the scenes, they have been. So they probably have a good idea of it. Also, not to mention, Dark Universe, at least according to the last rumors I knew, is completely not attached to the whole universe. So like they really could just sort of throw that in wherever and not have it disrupt anything. Whereas like Sirens, they're most likely going to want to have that attached to the Batman in some capacity, maybe not.
Yeah.
But since it comes out of the Batman mythos and now with Nightwing in there, they're probably going to want to have like almost their own sort of sub-Batman universe going on within the greater extended universe. So that's my vote. I think Doug Liman's schedule is the only thing. He's got like 5 movies in production.
And right now he's doing posts on a movie called American Made with Tom Cruise, I think, which comes out in June. And from what we know, kind of the same thing with Matt Reeves. You know, Matt Reeves won't be able to work on the Batman movie until like July.
Yeah.
So I feel like it might be kind of the similar situation for Doug Liman. So I don't know. My pick's a little different. I did go with The Flash.
Yeah.
Even though it's the movie that's like gone through multiple iterations.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of the fact that they've now have gone through so many scripts, I think they have so much material to work with.
Sure.
That if they can bring in the one screenwriter, and even if it took for Jeff Johns to just do a pass on the script, to just do like a brand new rewrite that's like, page one rewrite, but it's Jeff Johns just figuring out what the story is. And then they can have somebody who's a bit more of an experienced film screenwriter come in and do touch-ups and kind of do a polish. Then even if this movie starts shooting at the end of this year, it doesn't necessarily have to come out next year.
Here's my thing. I think that Flash makes the most sense too, but I'm very concerned about the fact that Rick Famuyiwa, who did Dope, who was supposed to direct The Flash, has dropped out. Dope is so dope. And you can't really seem to get anybody to lock into that project.
Yeah.
And Ezra Miller, who plays The Flash, is so talented.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering like where the disconnect is. Speaking of disconnects, though, I find it interesting that neither of you guys has any interest in even talking about the Green Lantern.
No, I would love for the Green Lantern to go, but like they don't. We've heard nothing about the story. It was originally supposed to be in 2020. Like,
right.
If they do it now, they're like moving it forward by 3 years.
Yeah,
so.
and they keep. There's so much teasing happening with who's going to play Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps pointing fingers at Armie Hammer because they're keeping a bunch of tweets that are Green Lantern oriented that are always pointing fingers at him. If they do a Green Lantern movie and it comes out before 2020, great. But as of right now, I didn't pick it because to me it's locked in for 2020. At that point, you could start having conversations that Justice League 2 or Shazam or Cyborg could be in that slate. It's like at this point anything.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I think for me, Flash, mostly because they already have the two main actors, Kiersey Clemons and Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
So it's like they have the most pivotal parts of that movie cast. And actually, they had Billy Crudup as Henry Allen, too.
Yeah.
So it's like they have all the casting in place. If they can just get that script polished and then they can start casting all the supporting actors, I think for me, that movie is the closest to being in production.
Well, then do me this favor, Adam. Cast me a director. Who would you have take over?
In a perfect world, I would absolutely love Brad Bird to do The Flash.
Ooh.
I love The Incredibles.
Yeah.
I mean, Mission Impossible was great. Everything that Brad Bird has done, I've really loved. And he gets superheroes. He gets that genre. And I think for a character like The Flash, who's a little bit more of that, a little bit more of a hyper, upbeat, brighter character, I think you need someone who can really balance those things. And I think he did beautiful work with Iron Giant. That's a beautifully emotional movie that also has great comedy. Brad Bird I think would be a great pick.
If it's Justice League Dark, who would you like to see come in?
Well, I mean, we've got Doug. You mean to direct,
right,
or
Doug Lyman's already done
yeah,
it.
we've already got Doug Lyman,
Sorry,
which
brain
I'm
fart.
excited for.
Massive brain fart. Hubba.
But it would be fun to have Sting play John Constantine.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to though in the Dark Universe. The fact that it's these different types of characters that we had a Constantine movie in 2005.
Yeah.
Hey!
Well, let me some Keanu.
Hey!
But
on happy St. Patrick Swayze's Day, we do not say anything bad about any Keanu movies. What? If you want to talk about the TV show, go ahead. Not the movie. Continue your point.
The movie was fun.
Thank you, Matt.
Hey, you're welcome, Sasha Pearl Raver.
Well, I think that this is also the thing that makes me the most hopeful is that Justin Kroll tweeted, like you said, the scripts aren't ready. They're not going to push it, which is nice.
Yes.
They don't need to make this happen. Aquaman, man, can we just talk about that for a second? I am super excited for Aquaman. A lot of it is about my call Drogo, but also I think it looks rad. And people were concerned, we were talking about this before we started shooting, that getting moved to December was a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's
Why,
so
gentlemen, is it a
good.
good thing? Tell the people.
It's
Tell
so
the people,
good.
Adam.
Listen,
Speak the truth.
you may have heard of this little movie called Star Wars: The Force Awakens, made over $1 billion at the box office. It came out at Christmas time. It's a perfect move to move Aquaman from Halloween, where it's like people will go see it.
Yeah.
But on December 21st or whenever it's supposed to come out, 90% of the world is on vacation for Christmas break. Everyone's going to go to the theater to watch Aquaman. And it's perfect.
And it's a superhero film.
Exactly.
Like it's
the best
superhero
move.
popcorn.
Right.
Fair.
The only backfire that this could have is because we all know Star Wars traditionally now has been in December. Han Solo is currently still slated for May.
Right.
If Disney decides to move the movie over to December, then I can see Aquaman moving to a different position, maybe Thanksgiving, because I think they would get burned really bad by Han Solo.
I don't think they're going to push it 5 months, though. I think
no.
I think
they may move it from like December to November instead, maybe like Thanksgiving weekend. But right now, like I think it's great that they moved.
Now, if it wasn't like Aquaman, if it was like Batman and Superman, I could see like DC saying, no, we're going up against you. We're going to see who wins. But it's Aquaman. He's not as well known.
Right.
I'm excited for it because I like the character.
James Wan's
I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Aquaman. But we want to know, what do you think is going to get pushed? Let us know in the comments below. You can tweet us at SJ News. Of course, make sure to like and subscribe. And you can always click here for more Screen Junkies. We'll see you again soon.